Hi, thanks for listening to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
Today we're reviewing the 70s throwback slasher X. We waited until this one hit home video before we reviewed it so that we could discuss spoilers. So if you still haven't seen it, be warned. There's a lot to say about this. There's a lot to say about this one, so let's get to it. Today on High on Horror. Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. All right, before we get started here, let's get smoking. John, you got some of that good shit from Colorado, right?
Yeah, I got some from my mule.
Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood. It's Death Star.
Nice.
It's Death Star, but I just want to say Death Star. It's a hybrid. It's 19.9% THC. I can give you the batch ID if you'd like.
All right, can't wait to try that. We haven't tried that yet, right? That's one of the ones we have.
No, I saved it for it, but
oh yeah, let me take a
smells like the inside of a stormtrooper's outfit.
That smells sweaty and inner galaxy.
That's a lie. That shit smells amazing.
No, yeah, definitely. It's like sweet. It's sweet and earthy. It definitely smells very sweet. So definitely looking forward to it. All right, so first up, let me bring something up to your attention. I know you had something that you wanted to bring up to me, but I wanted to.
He's gonna cut me off, dog.
I want to start with this. Have you watched? In all fairness, be real, unbiased.
Oh, jeez.
Did you watch the teaser trailer for Rob Zombie's The Munsters?
The only thing I saw was somebody comparing the opening. I don't know. Is that the whole trailer? Is just the opening of the show?
There's like 5 seconds after that. That's not that. Okay,
I haven't seen that. I just saw it compared to the original Munsters. My natural reaction was just to go, I hate it. I did. To be fair, like the looks looked. They all looked good except Grandpa. I did not.
You don't like Grandpa? I didn't like it at first, but it kind of grew on me, to be honest with you.
I just honestly saw it maybe. I mean, obviously, so you didn't know I saw it, but I saw it maybe like an hour before I came over here.
Okay, yeah, well, that was like, I wanted to bring it up to you because, I love the Munsters. I
grew up on the Munsters.
Yeah, I got my wife Sam into it. So the thing is though, is that Rob Zombie is a huge Munsters fan, and that's why I wanted you to be unbiased about this because he is a huge Munsters fan, and I mean, like, it's one of those things where if you erased the things about him that you don't like if you erased his bad movies and it was like, we're making a Munsters movie, he would be like one of the people you're like, we got to get Rob involved. Like he's fucking a huge Munsters fan. He's been a fan since like childhood. So like I have hopes for the movie, but I gotta be honest and say the trailer didn't really convince me. Like I was Herman was a little overacted. I don't know. And I know I'm judging it off of like a 30-second trailer, but I have hopes for it. I'm not going in like wanting to shit on this because he even made it PG. That's Rob Zombie doing something outside of his comfort zone. This dude does trashy like redneck cinema, and he's now doing a PG movie. So I'm like, I give him a tip of the hat for going outside his comfort zone and doing something new. And I hope that he does a good job with it. But the trailer didn't make me go like, oh my God, I have to see this, but I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, but it's a shame that I have a Rob Zombie embargo. So
he can do no good ever since Halloween 1 and 2. That was it for you. Like that's pretty bad, man. That's like,
I would have maybe
pissed on like your
I'm probably 100% lying
or something.
So I'm probably 100% lying. But I think if he had only made Halloween 1, I would have let it go with that.
Instead of probably lying, though.
I'm probably wrong in just saying it because it makes me feel better. But Halloween 2 just sealed the deal. I'm sure. Unfortunately, I think I've come to the conclusion at some point during this podcast I'm going to break down and have to watch one of his fucking films.
You're going to do it? Fuck yeah, dude. Watch it. It'll be the Munsters.
Today is not that day.
All right, what did you want to bring up?
Fucking Scream, man. Just let it die.
What's the Scream 6, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's another one. That's why I'm just saying the whole franchise, just let it go. Like, Nev Campbell's not wanting to come back, and they're already getting to start shooting, but apparently they are suspending the beginning of shooting in hopes that they can get Nev Campbell to come back. I mean, I can kind of understand why she's done. I can't.
Did she say why? Do you know? Like, was it the
She
writing?
didn't like the
or-
script.
The script. Okay. Well, I know that Jenna Ortega. The only thing I know is Jenna Ortega said that Scream 6 is the most brutal ghost face yet. So either here's my thing. If Nev doesn't
Like,
want
who
to.
the fuck is it going to be now? Like, god damn.
Finally
like,
change it and make it 3 killers so it's a big surprise again. Scream 5 should have had 3 fucking killers. Would have been a totally different movie. Anyway, I mean, a brutal killer doesn't really, I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't really make, a brutal killer isn't going to make or break the movie, you know what I mean? And so I think either two things happened. I think either Nev Campbell, I think either Sydney was going to die and Nev Campbell did not want to get killed off, or the script really was just like really brutal and kind of like too much gore and shit, and she was like, no, it's too horror for me. Because the Scream films do kind of have that sexy chic kind of feel, you know, like that. They're kind of smooth looking. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean, but like,
Kind of commercial. There you go.
I'm just done with Scream at this point. Like, how many fucking times is Sydney going to get attacked by people? Like the odds of this happening are so astronomical to like one person.
I mean that. I mean that's true. That, I mean, yeah, she's outdone Laurie Strode and Nancy at this point.
Like, I get it, she wasn't the main part of the last one, but like, she had 3 movies. Like, what are the chances that's going to happen 3 times?
Well, here's the deal.
And then they still keep making stab movies after it happened for real 3 times.
I mean, the thing that I was going to bring up though was that Scream 4 was kind of a reboot, and then they literally never followed it up, and then Scream 5 is like a requel. So I'm like, Sydney, like Nev Campbell has literally gone through a reboot and a requel as well as the original. So if she's saying she doesn't want to be in the 6th one, so after the 6th movie and after being through like 2 reboots, if she's not into it, obviously there's something up with the writing.
Yeah, and apparently, let me see. I was trying to see. Back in May, Courtney Cox said that the script is really good.
She probably doesn't die.
Probably, and I mean, what else is she up to these days?
Like Ghostface goes to cut her with his knife, and she kind of does a Keanu Reeves Matrix like back bend, and he just swipes her bangs.
And I saw somebody
Gives her that Scream 2 cut.
oh yeah, was it Scream 3 was like the worst.
Wasn't it? Didn't you come to me like, dude, why was her haircut like that in Scream 2?
I think it was Scream 3.
It was 3. That's right.
3.
Yeah. 3.
She
My
has that
bad.
real weird haircut or whatever.
Yeah, I remember you came to me and you were like, "What the fuck?"
I remember I said that to Nicole, and she goes, "That was the times." I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I don't
That was
remember
the times.
anybody. I don't ever remember anybody having that haircut."
It was like someone was like, "Let me just get a bowl cut and leave the ponytail."
Yeah, that shit was weird. Yeah. Anyway, Scream franchise should like just die at this point, please.
Well, all right. Well, before we move on, though, let's wrap this up. So we know that Nev Campbell doesn't want to be a part of it. We know that Jenna Ortega says that it's the most brutal ghost face yet, and we know that Hayden. Oh God, I'm gonna mess this up.
Panettiere?
Yeah, but I knew I was gonna mess that up. I know that she's.
But they're saying, just real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off,
You're
but
good.
they're saying it could come out of March, as early as March 2023. Like, that is rushed as fuck.
that they're Saul. They're doing that Saul shit. But yeah, Hayden is supposed to come back. So and it's directed by the same people that did Scream 5. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's all there is to really know right now, as of now, of Scream 5. Scream 6.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused,
And
man. Too
then,
many Scream movies.
Yeah, and then there's more Jenna Ortega stuff.
That's right.
Fucking Wednesday.
From the mind of Tim Burton.
You know, it's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased against Tim Burton, too. I only like a couple of his movies. I think the guy's a little overrated. But the trailer looked good.
I agree. I'm in. I'll definitely watch it. And it's Addams Family. I love the Addams Family. The movies, the original show, the live action movies, and the newer animated movies are all good. Like, it's hard to not do those movies justice, and the characters are fun in any iteration.
Yeah, and then we'll have some more Jenna Ortega coming up.
Yeah, that's right. But I did want to say real quick about Wednesday before we move on, rather, I did want to say that you had just said you think that Tim Burton's a little overrated and everything. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that his greatest movie was Big Fish. I think he did Sleepy Hollow was good. Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice. I really feel that it was.
I put Beetlejuice number one.
I feel that it was. I honestly, to me, like I don't know if you've really followed his filmography like that, but I can pinpoint. Just like I can pinpoint Rob Zombie where he started going downhill. Fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, bro. Like, as soon as that movie hit, every Tim Burton movie was fucking hit or miss. And, you know, like, that's just kind of how it's been. But I have hope for this because it's a show and it's Addams Family. So, although he did do a fucking terrible job on Dark Shadows. Did you watch that?
Like, when Nicole and I were at the theater, there's one movie we've each apologized to each other for making the other one go see.
Oh, God.
That was her movie. She apologized for making me go see. She was like, I'm sorry, this movie sucks.
What was yours?
Mine? Oh, jeez. Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
I liked
That's
Ryan
bad.
Reynolds, and I'm like, Green Lantern's cool. I want to see this. And I'm like, oh, it's fucking horrible. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
not gonna
sorry I made
disagree
you
with
go
that.
see this.
All right, well.
Well, I guess time to get into our main topic here. X gonna give it to you.
Filmmaker Ty West is a Delaware native from Wilmington, where I used to reside up
Hell
until a few years ago. Hopefully he lived in a better part of Wilmington than I did.
Wilmington is, I don't know why we're even talking about, but Wilmington is a large area with a lot of different, like, just everything.
I feel like everywhere in Wilmington is just ghetto, though.
No. There's like the northern one where all like the richy people live.
I guess. I only know poor ghetto Wilmington. You know, that's where I'm from. But, yeah, not many people in Delaware are doing much, so it's good to see someone make it. He's pretty damn consistent, too, and this is his big comeback. So let's take a second to talk about his movies. The House of the Devil, where a college student takes a babysitting job out of desperation to pay for her new residence, but is duped because the babysitting gig is really, we're going to tie you down and impregnate you with the devil's baby gig.
I mean, what do you think the pay rate is on that?
Oh God, I don't know. Nothing. Well, that movie, the House of the Devil, is a slow burn film for sure. But the last 20 minutes are a real rush of chaos. Brilliant movie. The movie also starred Jocelyn Donahue, who went on to do work in Insidious 2 and Doctor Sleep and more.
Dude, that movie, like, talk about slow burn. Like, I can't think of any movies that are like more of a slow burn than that. But, like, holy shit, does it pay off. And I gotta say, like, when it gets intense, it gets fucking intense. So, if you haven't seen it, by the way, like seizure alert at the end of the movie. Like, that shit, it's... dude, I remember I was napping. You know me, I love my naps.
Oh, yeah.
A few years back, my sister comes home, and, like, they're bringing in groceries or something, and it kicks to that scene where it just gets real intense, and it, like, woke me up. It's, like, fucking with me as I'm waking up, and my sister's like, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, oh, it's just House of the Devil.
That's just House of the Devil.
And then my nephew's just sitting there, like, playing his video games, like, whatever.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the slow burn element, though, because to me, the only movie that comes to mind, and I'm not trying to overpraise Ty, but I automatically, when you said that, the first thing that popped into my head, like word association, was Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby. So I just feel that, like, if there were a movie that it compared to in suspense and slow burn, it's definitely that. It has that Polanski feel for sure.
Yeah, it's like the last couple drags on the blunt. Like, that's how far before that, like, the thing burns down before, like, it turns up the intensity. But it pays off.
I like that. We're gonna have to use that from now on. The last couple drags of a blunt. All right. Anyway, but contrary to popular belief, The House of the Devil was not Ty West's first feature film. It was his first breakout film, but his first two efforts are The Roost and Triggerman. The Roost is kind of a crazy, fun ride about vampire bats, and it stars Tom Noonan as the horror host. Tom Noonan is the guy that played Frankenstein in Monster Squad, and he was in Heat with De Niro and Pacino. He also plays Mr. Ullman in Ty West's House of the Devil as well. Well, Triggerman is a solid movie, another solid movie as well, and it's about three guys being hunted, and the last, like, 20 minutes of that movie are just nail-biting suspense. Well, anyway, yeah.
I haven't seen those yet. I'll have to check them out at some point.
Oh, you haven't seen The Roost yet?
No.
Okay, yeah, you definitely got to check that out. We'll watch that together and get baked.
I mean, even if we're not watching it, we're getting baked.
True enough. Oh well. Okay, so after House of the Devil got critically acclaimed, Ty put out The Innkeepers 2 years later in 2011. We won't mention the atrocity that was Cabin Fever 2 that came before this because that movie was not Ty's fault.
He wanted his name off of it anyway.
Yeah. And The Innkeepers is about two employees working the final days of the Yankee Peddler Inn. During their time at the hotel, they decide to reach out and see if the ghosts and stories about the hotel are true. And boy, do they fuck up. It's acted to perfection by Sarah Paxton and Pat Healy. And another example of nail-biting suspense, the scene where the ghost of Madeline O'Malley shows up during their little seance. You see absolutely fucking nothing, but it is absolutely bone-chilling terrifying.
And also another crazy Ty West ending. Nicole hated the ending to this movie. That made her hate the entire movie.
Oh, really? What?
But I have to say, I've said it many times. I've said it to you. I don't know how many different people. I'm Luke in this movie. Like, if I'm ever represented by anybody in any kind of ghost horror movie, like, I'm Luke. I don't believe in that shit. But if I saw one and I knew it was real, yeah, I'd be gone. I'd be packing up my shit and leaving too.
Well, no, I mean, I totally get that. But speaking of the ending, did you ever see, Sarah, I can't remember her character's name, but Sarah Paxton's ghost? If you it's actually online. You can see the still if you look.
Yeah.
She's like kind of translucent, like up against the curtain, like she's looking out the window. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I thought maybe seeing that might have swayed Nicole, because it showed something. But some people need something. That movie was, The House of the Devil gave you a little something. The Innkeepers was like, let me give you nothing, but still see how this goes. And for some people, it worked really well. For some people, it didn't.
It's not my favorite Ty movie, but it's a good one.
Well, anyway, then came the masterpiece that is The Sacrament in 2013. And I will say that it is a masterpiece. It is not so much found footage as it is mockumentary, and it's basically a fictionalized retelling, I guess you'd say, of what happened in Jonestown.
And I mean, a lot of it is basically what happened at Jonestown.
Yeah, the cult leader, who leads his followers to drink the Kool-Aid.
Father.
This movie though has documentary filmmakers from Vice recording as shit goes down. Very powerful and disturbing film. This one is hard to watch at times, truly. And Gene Jones, who played Father, is captivating.
Gene Jones, who basically playing Jim Jones.
Correct. Although the character's name is Father.
Yeah.
But yeah, utter brilliant and convincing performance. And the thing is, it's such a convincing performance that even though he's a scumbag, you understand why these people follow him, dude. He's so convincing, and his philosophy is fucking great until a certain point.
I fucking love The Sacrament. I've seen some people that weren't fans. I don't understand how you can't like it.
Same.
It's probably my second favorite Ty West movie next to House of the Devil.
Okay. Yeah, those are probably my two as well.
But yeah, Sacrament's a real good one. You got me to watch that, and I think the first time I saw it on sale on Vudu, I just snatched it up.
Dude, when shit goes down and everybody starts getting killed, it's crazy. It really is.
But
It's hard to watch.
Nothing's happening, which I've seen a lot of people say. There's still a tenseness being built that something's off.
Yeah, totally. Everything's too perfect to a point where you're just waiting, and then finally shit goes south.
Yeah, it's too perfect, and I guess that's where they find the boringness. But it's building that because something, we're watching a horror movie. Right, something's gonna happen.
There's going to be a payoff. And after that, Ty did the Western In a Valley of Violence, starring Ethan Hawke and John Travolta. That got rave reviews from what I've seen, but I still have not watched that.
Me either.
Yeah, but since then, Ty he disappeared. He left the horror community with their dick in their hands. We wanted more. We had a good horror director putting out consistent shit. Where'd he go? Ty went on to direct a lot of TV shows, including an episode of The Exorcist and Wayward Pines and more. But during his time off, apparently Ty became uneasy with the current state of horror. Luckily for us horror fans, he found that the horror genre had become too safe and soft, and it wasn't edgy enough. So he came back and gave us X. I think this is probably his biggest film now. And he came back with a vengeance, and the idea was that he wanted to take sleazy exploitation and sex and violence and make it highbrow. speaking of sex, that was kind of the point of this movie. Back then, a way to kind of get a back door, no pun intended, into Hollywood was by making it big in porn. All of these guys and girls in this movie are trying to get their big break, especially Maxine. If you look at it, though, Marilyn Chambers made it in movies. She starred in Cronenberg's Rabid. Then you have Sylvester Stallone, David Duchovny, Matt LeBlanc. It was a legit way to get noticed.
Wes Craven.
It was a legit way to get noticed, and it still works, as you see. Sasha Grey.
Gianna Michaels.
Yes.
Oh, man, I had to.
I knew you were going to fucking bring that up. But yeah, Sasha Grey's now a full-on actor, and she kind of transcended from porn, so it's still
Tracy
an active,
Lords.
Right. Well, it's still an active route to take, I guess, into Hollywood. But in X, Ty actually achieves the look of late 70s. It feels and looks authentic, and the score by Tyler Bates and Chelsea Wolfe, fucking excellent. You know what I mean? That like the humming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're talking about the 70s and how it feels and looks authentic. I'm gonna compare it in the best possible way to my boy Eggers. Like, it's set that time period. Like,
yeah, I would agree with that.
Like what I mean is
authenticity.
When you watch Lighthouse, like I've said before, it doesn't feel like it was a movie. It was made now, set in the 1800s. It feels like you're watching some like old lost film. Like, this feels like you're in the 70s.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And the editing, again, I'll follow that up with the editing. How the next scene kind of flickers into the scene you're watching. Good shit. Ty has a real knack for that. Like you just said, I agree with that comparison. He's very authentic, like all Edgar's. He goes there. And,
yeah, I mean, he edited this film, so I mean, he has a real knack for the editing.
And and he did, but he did that in the House of the Devil, dude. I swear to God, if newcomers watch that movie without knowing anything about it, like if you just went up to a friend who's not big on horror or doesn't know much, you said, "Hey, watch the House of the Devil," they're gonna think it's a real '80s flick, a real obscure '80s flick. I guarantee you, they're gonna. I don't think it's gonna cross their mind, at least maybe midway through, that it might be a newer movie, if at all.
And I would suggest watch it with Joe Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. He loves the movie too.
Although he talks shit on the satanic stuff at the beginning, he said that was like the big scare of the '80s.
No, it is what it is.
It adds to it.
It was, yeah. I thought that was part of the appeal of the film, was that it took place during an actual like thing that happened, which was just so ridiculous. But let's talk about the look of the movie X. It has that Texas Chainsaw Massacre look down pat.
Sure.
And Eaten Alive, the 1976 movie, also directed by Tobe Hooper, about a psycho who runs a sleazy motel and kills the guests.
Tobe likes his psychos.
There's some pretty cool crocodile action in there as well. I love crocodiles and alligators, so that's always a plus for me. And funny thing is, though,
like that ass slapping scene.
There's actually a lot of Psycho referenced. Psycho's referenced a lot, like more than I think most people realize. There's the car in the swamp that Kid Cudi finds.
Oh, yeah.
The body in the basement. They legit mentioned Psycho when changing the plot of their own film. And then, of course, there's a killer old lady. John, take us through the film.
All right. I packed another bong there, some more of that Death Star. And I threw some Keefs on top of it.
Keefs?
Keefs Urban.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Anyway, X is a 2022 slasher film written, directed, produced, and edited, like we said, by our boy Ty West. And in 1979, aspiring porno star Maxine Minks, played by Mia Goth, takes a trip through Texas, and her producer boyfriend Wayne, played by Martin Henderson, fellow actor Bobby Lynn, played by Brittany Snow, Jackson Hole, which is a great name, played by Kid Cudi, and director R.J. Nichols, played by Owen Campbell, and R.J.'s girlfriend Lorraine, played by Jenna Ortega. They go to shoot a porno, but not like, just your regular videotape. These are going to the silver screen. The Pee Wee Herman, a big fan of those.
Oh, yeah. Wear your raincoat.
Wear your raincoat. Oh, that causes all kinds of bad visuals. Anyway, Bobby, Lynn, and Jackson are infatuated with each other. RJ attempts to make it seem like it's a serious cinematic piece, and Lorraine's not buying that. She thinks it's kind of stupid.
Well, let's take a second to talk about the cast, okay? First off, Mia Goth, who plays Maxine, is no stranger to horror. She's been in the Suspiria remake as well as A Cure for Wellness and Marrowbone. I was shocked to hear that. I was shocked to hear that she has an English accent. She does this hick accent for Maxine so damn well. I honestly was taken aback. But I was also taken aback to find out that she used to be married to Shia LaBeouf. Did you know that?
As I'm about to probably die here, as I do once per episode. I did see that, I think when I was looking her up on Wikipedia, and I was also did not know that. I'm not a big Shia LaBeouf fan.
well, Brittany Snow, who plays Bobby Lynn, Brittany isn't someone you'd really expect to be in a movie like this.
Is she a bastard from the north?
She actually admitted that she was, quote, hesitant to take the role of Bobby Lynn in X. She's from movies like Pitch Perfect 1 and 2 and John Tucker Must Die, etc. But she's done horror before. She was in Would You Rather from 2012 with Jeffrey Combs.
That's where she looked familiar to me. I couldn't remember.
Great fucking movie, right? Don't you have that movie on your Vudu account?
I think I do.
Yeah, that's a good one. When you buy it, you always know it's a good one. Because
I always get them mixed up because there's like another one that has a comment type. This is the one with my boy from Trailer Park Boys in it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole.
The name slipped in my mind, but I know what you're
Nicole
talking
credit
about.
again for a movie. That was one she put on one like how long to come out.
It has the ones you're talking about has Jeffrey Combs in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Yeah, and it has I can't remember his name from Trailer Park Boys.
That's what I'm saying. The name's slipping me as
Ricky.
well. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, he's in it because Nicole like put it on.
Our boy Ricky. That's
I was
how
like,
do you
oh,
forget
shit,
his
it's
name? He's our
Ricky.
favorite fucking character.
I haven't seen Trailer Park Boys in years, but yeah, that was another one Nicole like put on one time because it's several years old now. I think it was just randomly put on Netflix, and I was like, damn, it turned out not to be. It did not look like it was going to be good from what I was seeing, but it turned out to be a solid movie. But yeah, that's why she looks familiar to me. That's what I saw her from. Yeah,
and of course there's Jenna Ortega who plays Lorraine. I just saw her young as hell rewatching Insidious 2. I've been going through the Insidious movies, and I was like, holy shit, that's a young Jenna Ortega. I never would have known, but now I do. Jenna has embraced horror. She's become a bit of a Scream queen as of late with Scream 5 and the upcoming Scream 6 that we just talked about, and Wednesday that we just talked about.
I don't think she gets enough credit, honestly.
Well, yeah, she was at Studio 666 and American Carnage.
Not all movies where we're not big on the Scream 5, but otherwise stuff that we like.
Yeah, and like I say, bring it on. Jenna's doing a fine job, and I can't wait to see where her career goes from here. Personally, Martin Henderson, who plays Wayne Gilroy, the I guess you'd say the producer. Yeah, he's the producer of the movie.
Yeah, that's you, dude.
Dude, this guy's been around for a long time. He was in The Ring. He played Naomi Watts' boyfriend. He was in Smoking Aces, The Strangers Pray at Night. You like that movie, and more. But for some reason, dude, and I can't figure it out, in this movie alone, he gives me real fucking Luke Wilson vibes. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know why, but I'm like, it feels like Luke Wilson from that 70s show or something.
From that 70s show, or also like Starsky and Hutch.
Yes.
The movie version.
Absolutely. And that's a good one, too. There's, of course, Kid Cudi, who plays Jackson, or as he goes by in the credits of X, Scott Muscudi.
I just know him as Kid Cudi.
Why'd I say it like that, Muscudi? But he says he's actually a big horror fan, so he wanted to do the movie. I've never heard a single song by him, but I will say that he is my favorite character in X.
Yeah, he's pretty good as Jackson. Yeah, I like Kid Cudi. I've listened to some of his music.
And there's Owen Campbell, who plays RJ. I'm not really familiar with him or anything he's done, but he does a great job in this one. He's very convincing. All the acting is very convincing.
Yeah, I mean, you'll find out later. Like, they did that guy wrong.
Agreed.
Anyway,
yeah, poor
getting back to the plot here. Eventually, they arrive at the farm of an elderly couple, Howard, played by Stephen Ure, and Pearl, also played by Mia Goth in a second role. The crew wants to shoot the film The Farmer's Daughter at the couple's guest house. And Howard, he's a little bit of a hothead. He comes out with a shotgun. And then Pearl's the real weird one. She stalks silently Maxine. While the filming's happening, Maxine's invited inside Howard and Pearl's house by Pearl. And she tries to keep it a secret because she says that Howard get mad. He gonna get mad. People come in his house. And then, so this is done, like I said, without Howard's knowledge. And then Pearl bemoans her age, her jealousy for Maxine's youth, and then tries to get up in that. She later watches from afar Maxine's scene with Jackson. That gets her real moist. Pearl practically pleads for some dick from Howard, but he refuses. He said his heart too weak.
The way you're breaking this shit down.
I mean, am I wrong?
Well,
exactly.
I'm just okay.
You just okay.
So Mia Goth tapped into her inner Christian Bale to play Pearl and did what Christian Bale did with the cowl in Batman Begins. Bale said that the cowl gave him terrible headaches, so he used that frustration in his performance as Batman. Mia said that she felt very trapped and restricted while in the makeup for Pearl, but she harnessed it and used it in her performance because Pearl also feels trapped and restricted. I thought that was pretty genius.
You know who else kind of used that?
Who's that?
Robert Englund. I don't know if you've ever seen where he talked about filming the first Nightmare on Elm Street. He was trying to figure where to get the anger from.
That's right.
And he said, I see Heather Langenkamp, my girl, and Johnny Depp. He was like two of the most like beautiful people in the world at the time, and I'm, in my 30s. I gotta sit, they're hardly in a makeup chair. I'm sitting here for 4 hours, and he's like, that's just where I got my anger from.
Yeah, I forgot all about that, but that's a totally good point. And also Stephen Ure, who plays Howard. He'd done work in the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies, and had also done some work on
He
Ash
kind
vs.
of
Evil
looks
Dead.
like he came out of the Lord of the Rings, like a bigger Hobbit.
Well, that's, I guess, you can tell that it's not bad makeup, but you can tell it's makeup. So my point is he's used to being under some sort of prosthetic or makeup.
Yeah, that's nothing new for him. But he played angry well.
He did. He was an asshole from the start.
And so the film crew, they're relaxing in the farmhouse. Well, their farmhouse. They're staying in the guest house during the night. Lorraine starts becoming interested by the film and ends up asking to participate in the shoot, upsetting her boyfriend RJ. Eventually, RJ agrees to shoot a scene between Lorraine and Jackson after some words from Wayne. But he becomes so furious over her unfaithfulness to him that he attempts to leave while the others are asleep. Old ass Pearl catches up to him, and she tries to seduce him. It's as nasty as you would think.
Yeah.
When she declines, she stabs him like 647 times.
You mean when he declines? You said when she
declines.
declines.
I'm sorry, yeah.
He turns her old ass
she
down.
wasn't turning it down. She was trolling for some dick. But she stabs him like 647 times or like something. It was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And then she decides to play cowgirl with him after stabbing him. No doesn't mean no to this woman.
No, it doesn't.
Lorraine and Wayne notice RG's missing, so they go searching. Wayne experiences what Joe Bob Briggs would call pitchfork foo. Like for some old people, like for an old woman, like she's strong. She's
got
swole.
Killer instinct.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
So Lorraine's invited into the couple's house by Howard, who claims Pearl's missing and asks Lorraine to retrieve a flashlight from the basement. When she does, Lorraine discovers the rotting corpse of a missing man. There's your Psycho reference.
Yep.
And attempts to flee, but finds she's been locked in.
Yeah, I love the part that you mentioned where RJ's arguing with Lorraine about being in the porno. Dude, like, look, I'm sorry, like, I don't do that swinger shit, and unless it's discussed at the beginning of our relationship, like, you're not gonna beat me down, nor have anybody else in the room who has nothing to do with our relationship beat me down, that it's okay for you to have some sex with some dude, like some other dude. Like, that's not cool, nor would I expect them to think it was cool for me to just jump in and go, hey, I'm gonna go jump in some pussy real quick. I would never expect my girlfriend. I would never have expected my girlfriend.
You gonna feet first?
To just be like, wow, okay, go ahead, yeah, let's do it for the best of the movie. I think that's funny that I would have been out of there sooner than he was, dude. I would never even directed the scene. As soon as she said I wanted to be in it and they beat him down about it, I'd have been like, you fucking directed.
Pearl.
I'm done. What'd you say? I would have been gone. What'd you say?
I said, but would you have given it up to Pearl?
I would have drove right past. We said this when we watched it. I would have drove right past.
I would not have stopped. I pretend I
would
didn't
have maybe
see it.
hit her with a honk.
Bad.
I'd hit her with a honk, bro.
Boop boop. But I've seen too many movies.
No, I just would hit her with a little boop boop deuces. Like I'm out. Like and I would have never have recorded the scene. He cried like a little bitch, and I would have I would have been done. Like I would have been like, all right, you want to be in this? You want to do this? Direct it. Drive home. I'm out.
But I didn't mention when Wayne's convincing him, he's such an asshole because eventually RJ.
He's all about the money. He doesn't care.
RJ goes, "You just want more sex in this movie," and he doesn't disagree with him.
Right. And
he's like, no.
Well, Jenna Ortega said that Ty is excellent at building suspense, and she's not lying. This is a part of the film where we really start to feel the dread that we've been waiting for kick in.
Yeah, Howard approaches the guest house and asks Jackson to help him locate Pearl. Jackson finds a submerged car in the pond before Howard shoots him dead. So that's another Psycho reference. Yep. Revealing himself to be complicit in Pearl's violent tendencies. And meanwhile, Pearl enters the guest house and climbs in Maxine's bed naked. That shit was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it's so trifling.
Maxine awakens and screams with Bobby Lynn witnessing Pearl fleeing the house. In the farmhouse, Lorraine uses a hatchet to break through a panel in the basement door, but Howard bludgeons her with the shotgun, breaking her fingers and forcing her back.
Dude, that shit is so brutal.
Yeah, I was going to say, that shit was rough. Like, he's bashing the shit out of her fingers through the door. You're like,
with a shotgun butt, bro. Like, that is fucking, like, I've never seen that before.
No. I think I didn't even say that, like, when we were watching. I was like, well, I've never seen a shotgun used that way before.
I also remember before that you said that, though, you went, ugh, like, a few times. Like,
well, like,
because it went on.
So
he claps her, like, 4 times with it. It ain't just one time. Like, he beats her with that thing.
Them shits get mangled.
I know, right?
They're looking like Michael and
fucking Stallone. You ain't gonna get mangled.
But, yeah, that shit was rough, and it was well played, because, like, she hatchets out, and you're like, all right, so she got through the door, she's going to get herself out, and then her fucking finger just get fucking destroyed.
It's really bad.
Oh, fuck, where was it? Yeah. Bobby Lynn follows Pearl outside to the nearby lake and tries to guide her away from the water. And Pearl angrily accuses Bobby Lynn of being a whore before pushing her in the lake. And then she's devoured by an alligator. I mean, Bobby Lynn did go in on Pearl before being killed. Like, there's a lot of things that, like...
She did.
She did try to be nice at first. And then when she called her a whore, like, Bobby Lynn, like, went in on her for being an old-ass, like, bitch. That's not even what she said.
Bitch. Bobby Lynn went on her for being an old ass bitch.
You can't tell me that wasn't what she was thinking. She's like this old ass bitch.
In Delaware terms, that's layman's terms.
In Delaware terms, old ass bitch.
Well,
but I mean, she went in. But I would say this might be the only scene in the movie that made me go, with the alligator part. Like
it's
the alligator,
like, one that's probably a little unbelievable, right?
Because like it comes right at the right point. It like devours her whole.
Yeah,
I would say that was like the only scene in the movie it made me go, but it didn't. It didn't ruin it.
Yeah, I would think that, and maybe I am just giving it an excuse or excusing the movie because I like it, but I would think that the movies that it's based on or referenced by have scenes like that. Just so I think maybe that could just simply just be a homage. Like, gotta have that cheesy cliche scene. You know what I mean? It doesn't ruin anything. Like you said, it doesn't ruin anything, but it's definitely not the best scene. But yeah, man, poor Bobby Lynn. Ty actually said that he asked the actors why they wanted to be in X before, why they wanted to be in X, because there was no short of reasons why to not want to be in it, And Brittany Snow gave a very beautiful and insightful answer as to why she wanted to be in the film. She said that X is a quote, horror lens on time and the beauty, the juxtaposition of those people who are taking it for granted that when you're young, juxtaposition to people who are running out of time, and how scary that is for so many people.
True. I mean, like, Pearl and Howard do love each other.
They do, yeah.
She just wants some dick, and he got a weak heart.
Oh, that was good. You got me with that one.
But they do love each other. I mean, Howard's trying to clean up her murders.
He's he's doing.
He
what
out
he
here
can.
smashing fingers for her.
I mean, let's be honest. Howard ain't competing with no Kid Cudi.
When it's hard to keep him down on the farm when they got Jackson Hole. Well, he dead at this point, but
Yeah.
at the beginning. Anyway, Maxine sees Pearl and Howard return to the guest house. The elderly couple discuss the murders and they have sex. And they just thump and they lose skin together while Maxine's under the bed. She manages to flee to the van where she finds RJ's corpse and the keys missing. I feel like the RJ's corpse could have almost been like any slasher movie, like a Friday the 13th.
Totally.
I wouldn't say necessarily a Halloween. I don't think we've seen it in a car, a dead body.
Agreed. Well, real quick, while we're here with RJ's death, I wanted to say something real quick because I forgot to mention it earlier. I said when I saw the movie in theaters that when RJ got his head cut off, my first thought was, because that was the first kill, my first thought was, how did this movie get an R rating? Like, that kill alone, I feel like R ratings are just put, like, I don't even know what constitutes as an R rating anymore, because that one kill, I was like, how the fuck does this movie get an R rating when that's just one kill and we still have nudity and all sorts of other fucking kills to go through?
It's like a horror version of Zack and Miri make a porno.
That's a good, yeah, man, fuck yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Anyway, along with RJ's, well, I guess not along with RJ's corpse is the keys. They're missing. So she gets a pistol from the glove box, and Maxine enters the farmhouse. She frees Lorraine. Like, that shit was annoying. Because, like, this bitch, she blames Maxine for what's happened. She panics and runs out the front door. And
she turns total bitch on her, like, straight up, yeah.
And then when she runs out the front door, she just gets sprayed all over the front yard by that fucking shotgun shot by Howard. And then here's my thing, is she was outside the house and got shot. So that blood sprayed all over the front yard, like in the leaves,
on the porch,
on the grass.
Yeah.
Howard says, let's bring the body inside and say they were intruders. Howard, my man, how you gonna explain the fucking blood all over your front yard where she fucking, like, you shot her in the head, that shit's just sprayed everywhere.
I know, you got teeth and brain
You
matter.
got teeth. You got Pulp Fiction, like brain matter.
Yeah, it's you need Harvey Keitel.
How the hell you gonna explain that to the cops?
You gotta call Harvey. The Howard was gonna call Harvey Keitel up.
He's gonna call the wolf. I mean, if he's getting the wolf, I think he's probably getting out of it.
That's true, but I don't think he got the money for all that. But no, you're right. That is definitely like a what the fuck. Like, how did you unless like police like forensics back then was terrible. And, like,
I'll play devil's advocate to my own question. I think what he could say is maybe if they put another one of the bodies there, but I mean, you're going to have somebody like Dexter be like, these things don't match up.
Yeah.
But they could have brought another body there or something and brought her inside to say they'd already broken in or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we got way too deep into that.
You're trying to get inside Howard's brain.
What's left of it. And then as Howard and Pearl begin moving the bodies, like I said, they're trying to frame the crew as intruders. A dying Lorraine startles Howard, who has a heart attack and dies. So it wasn't the sex. It's because he got spooked.
But I think it was partially the side. I think he burned his battery out.
He burned his battery out.
His battery out with the dick in.
He was burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, he did. He gave the dick
what other ones can I think of?
He was on like 15%. You know what I mean?
He was on 15%.
That jump scare got him.
He couldn't get to the charger.
That's enough. So yeah, you have to ask yourself, would he have died had he not given the dick? But you'll never know now.
I'm gonna say he would have been fine. He got just for some reason he got spooked.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like the fucking lady from the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What do you mean by that?
When she dies in the back, we were saying like, she was just one bad event from fucking Crokin. Maybe that's what he was at that point. But anyway, so Howard, he's gone. Maxine retrieves the keys to Howard and Pearl's truck and attempts to shoot Pearl. Well, she attempts to shoot Pearl, and she discovers the pistol's unloaded. This was the one moment that made me fucking die.
Yes, and it's unlike anything you've fucking seen before, right?
Pearl tries to shoot Maxine with Howard's shotgun. She misses. She
Maxine
misses her,
ducks quick.
and she flies back like 15 feet out of the fucking house. She breaks her hip when she lands on the ground.
She goes through the screen door.
Like, goes through the screen door. Like, she flies out there. It's probably because she weighs like 60 pounds.
Yeah, that's just the what is it called when you? Why am I brain farting that? The after effect of the shotgun, the kick. There it is. The kick. The kick of that shotgun.
Kickback.
The kickback just blew her
I'm
the fuck back.
fucking it
Yeah,
up.
we're not gun guys, but yeah.
I'm not, and I'm high as fuck.
But yeah, the kickback of that fucking was hilarious. And like you said, broke her hip. Like did herself more harm shooting that shotgun. She should have just tackled Maxine and choked the bitch.
I mean, so how she gonna cowgirl RJ and stab him 600 times, but like she shoots one shotgun, she like gone.
I don't. Maybe her hip. Okay, I think they did it to each other. I think Howard blew her hip out.
Okay,
I think
we're getting answers.
She wore his heart out. There we go. They fucked each other up. Had they not, maybe that's the moral. Had they not had sex, they would have survived. The people who had sex died.
How about that sex?
How about? I don't know because yeah. But was that possibly seriously though the most uncomfortable non-rape sex scene ever between Pearl and Howard? Like for real.
I was gonna say another one, but I was like, no, that just made me laugh. I was thinking Team America.
Yeah, that's
and the
funny.
Uncut, but that's just made me laugh. Yeah, this was rough.
Well, for the full,
like I said, slapping loose skin.
For the nudity and sex scenes, the full body makeup took 8 hours to apply on Mia, and the Blu-ray actually has a cool time-lapse video of Mia becoming Pearl in the makeup chair. So it's pretty cool to watch, and there's also a feature that has the non-sex footage of the farmer's daughters on there to watch. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so Pearl, like I said, her hip, that shit's fucked up. She lies. I mean, I'm just telling you how it be.
Delaware slang, Delaware terms.
Delaware slang. Anyway, Pearl injures her hip and she's laying outside. She begs Maxine for help. Like, why? You know she's not going to help you, bitch.
Why would? Yeah.
So obviously Maxine refuses, and as Pearl just starts berating her, Maxine runs over her with the truck, crushing Pearl's head. Obviously the goriest scene in the movie.
Yeah, but no, the first stab.
You think
With
so?
RJ.
I don't know. That head was...
I mean, I guess the worst part about the head is when the wheel spins, like it kind of like spins and the kick like pulls the face off a little bit, like that with the head. I mean, I don't know.
Close.
It's close. Well, yeah, it's
close.
Those two are close. The first and last kills are the good ones.
Yeah. Don't worry about any in the middle.
Howard has the weakest kill because he just, his heart just gave out.
But that shotgun blast was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Getting back to the end here. Maxine drives away from the farm. The next morning, the police arrive at the house to retrieve the bodies, and it's revealed that Maxine is the daughter of a conservative Christian preacher whose speeches were frequently playing on Pearl and Howard's TV. The police discover RJ's camera and speculate about what it contains.
Yeah, I love the way it ends. A goddamn fucked up horror picture or something like that. Something along the lines. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty funny though. Like it's obviously it's a pun. You know what I mean? Pretty funny. Yeah, man. So my verdict is, I guess I have to say, X is sexy, fun, dirty, gory, twisted, gross, and genius. Instant slasher classic. I was going to say 8.5 out of 10, but I'm doing 9. I'm going to go 9 out of 10.
Oh, damn. He going up 9, trying to jump me, huh?
Trying to jump you.
Trying to jump me, because I'll just throw out my number first, but it was 8.9. Had to outdo me.
By the what? By the 0.1?
But by the 0.1.
We competing for that 0.1?
But
no, I was debating on the 8.5, but I was just thinking, I was like, I gave Slapface a 9. So I was like, if Slapface is a 9, I would definitely give this a 9. So that was what changed my mind.
I think that's fair. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what I gave Slapface now, but like I've said before, I give out numbers. Half the time I forget what I give out. I just know what I think of it at that time.
That's right, yeah.
But like if you're telling me Slapface and X, yeah, I would put they're equal to me. So maybe it's not an 8, whatever I gave Slapface, or you know what? I'm a I'm gonna retcon my whatever I gave that fuck it, they're the same. They're both at 8.9.
What if you gave slap face? You're
Then I'll bump this up to what slap face is. But I don't remember what it is. It was a long drawn out thing.
I think we both gave it 9s though. So,
but
yeah,
everything you said about this movie's true. Like I said, the only thing I didn't care for was the gator scene.
Yeah.
It's still cool. It just took it out of maybe the realism.
Yeah.
But
totally.
I mean, it is an old 60-pound bitch just killing people.
No, totally.
But definitely have to check it out. So if you got to this point and you hadn't seen it, that's on you.
One goddamn fucked up horror picture. That's it. That's the quote. It just came to me. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but that was had to get that out.
Yeah, check it out, motherfuckers. Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. Thanks for letting us break down X for you. And next week, we have Ruth Paxton for you. We're going to talk about A Banquet, and you can watch that now on Shudder. And make sure to follow us online at High on Horror 420 at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can always email us at highonhorror420@gmail.com. And check out our website, highonhorror.com, and you can sign up for our newsletter, get each episode and guest announcements delivered directly to your inbox. And I guess that'll about wrap her up. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody.